What is up, Miss Villagers? What is up? It is good to see you on a fine Saturday. I had a cool thing happen earlier today. I got to speak with David Farland and a group of writers that he hangs with. Any guys that are true fantasy fans like myself, sorry, know about David. Absolutely awesome writer and all that. But it made me want to come say what's up to y'all. So, what's up, Jeremy, Adam, Geneva, Scott? Yo, yo, yo. So, what is going on? Let me give some updates for people that missed the last one. What's up, Ross? What's up, Matt? All right, so Nick is done recording. The art team has listened to it in snippets like at least 4 or 5 times. It is choice. There are like barely any corrections to send back. He's going to master it, send it back to me, and then I'm going to put it up for my patrons, and then I'm going to be putting snippets up on IG, and then it'll be up on June 2nd, and there will be a pre-order link probably going live about 2 weeks before that. So, I appreciate your patience. Corona definitely slowed things down, but, can't stop a good thing. So, yeah, Nick is definitely the man. I am trying to see if he will release any Chapter 37 outtakes for those of you that know what's up with that. We're negotiating right now, but either way, he did some cool stuff. And yes, I fixed the Clips versus Magazine thing in God's Eye. Thank you, the 95 people that wrote to me. Appreciate it. All right, let's look. Okay, so like I said, Monsters is going to be up for sale on June 2nd. I'll be doing a pre-order link. God's Eye will be coming out a month after that. The only thing that I have to say is, unfortunately, and this is on me, because of Corona and because of the losses in my family, I missed my first date that I had set with Luke Daniels to record God's Eye. And unfortunately, you guys know that he's, obviously awesome as well. So he's booked out until January. So we're on the books for January, and I'm going to be trying to move that up if possible. But, we may be getting, we may not get the God's Eye Book 1 audio until January, because I really want to work with him, and I think it's worth the wait. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys those updates. For anyone that has made an order from the store, just please remember, Corona and everything else like that, I am social distancing, so I'm not really having, I'm not going to the post office, not going out, so everything's kind of delayed. I know the postman, and every once in a while he'll come by the house as like a favor and pick some stuff up. But it's just taking longer because of that. So please be patient. I will definitely get stuff out to you, but I appreciate you. We are still going with the Miss Village Cares. We take care of our own, and again, I think it's almost $5,000 we've donated, and that's because you guys are awesome, and especially my patrons who have funded like that and so much of our other charitable giving. So that was awesome. Let's see what else is going on. We have possibly some movement on the hat front. We will be getting that together, and we are going to be rolling out some old school t-shirt designs that we haven't been doing for a little bit. So those will be going live too. Let's see what else is going on. I'm still hoping for 9 by the end of the year, and maybe one other option. And yeah, so that's the cool stuff. So Rainier Keys asking, where do I get God's Eye? God's Eye will be coming out about a month after, so it'll be coming out about a month and a half, basically. And I've already done a bunch of work on the second book of that, so you won't have to wait super duper long. So that's cool. That's cool. So yeah, I just wanted to say what's up to you guys. Ask you guys to still be safe, the numbers. If you just go to worldcounselor.org, it'll tell you the numbers, and it's absolutely crazy with the corona stuff. So please stay distant, stay safe, and all that kind of stuff. Mixa Makaela, I don't know if I'm saying that right. It says he's from Finland, though. I always think that's really cool. And he's on his 3rd round of listening. That's good, man. But those are some JV numbers. You got to pump that up to 8, man. If you really want to be, super duper Miss Village, you got to let us know. Let's see, boom. Oh yeah, so we have a Minecraft server going on right now for the Miss Villagers, where we're building all sorts of cool goodness there. I think we're going to be rolling some stuff out with that soon, but people have been doing it. I don't know if Geneva can throw a link in here so that people can join it if they want. I have actually haven't been over there yet, but it looks pretty fun. Jimmy's saying when will the paperback or hardback? So I'm only going to be doing. So I mean, I will put up the paperback and the hardback soon. It's not like a big issue. It's just kind of like a pain in the butt doing the formatting, make sure everything looks. And I just have been focusing more on the editing side right now. But I will be putting that up. I definitely will. But I will only, I think, personally be selling hardbacks from now on, just because everybody really wants a hardback, and I feel like paperbacks just sort of clutter, and with the cost and everything like that. So I'm just going to be doing like hardback signs, but there should be paperbacks for sale on Audible sometime soon, hopefully. So let's see. Let's see, Romain Hyatt, what is up, sir? Morehouse student, good to see you, man. Is it, because I am, as far as I know, the only triple Morehouse alum in history. So I went to the college, the med school, and the residency. So let me know what level you're at, dude. Yes, thank you, Shannon. I am indeed wearing a collared shirt. I'm glad that you guys noticed that. It happens once a year, so feast your eyes, drink it in, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, like I was saying, earlier today, I talked to this writers group that's headed by David Farland, who, as I'm sure you guys know, he's an awesome writer. But he was like, I see that, you've got really good reviews, and I see that you've got people that are really active, and I'm like, what's the secret to that? And, I always think it's really interesting because I get asked that kind of question a lot, and I'm like, don't be a dick and be nice to your fans and engage them. It's not like a Rubik's cube. It's because you guys are so awesome, and it's we make a cool community, we have a good time, you do good by people want to do good by you. I feel like everybody here kind of gets that, but I just always think it's really interesting that it's like Greek. I think it's because there was a quote unquote the way things were done back in the day, and I think a lot of that trickles down. I've actually had authors shout you haven't paid your dues, you haven't not made 8 books that no one ever saw. You just sort of jump to the front of the line, and I'm again, if you write something cool and then you're cool by people, I feel that shakes out. So, but none of that would be possible without you guys. So that's like a back pat to you. It's patting through me onto your backs. That's what we're doing right there. So. All right, let's see. Michael Christensen says, do I like sci-fi books? I do like sci-fi, right? There's no comparison between fantasy and sci-fi for me. Fantasy is my heart. I love it. But sci-fi can be super duper cool, all right? I mean, I was moved by Ender's Game and the consequences of actions and all that kind of stuff. Orson Scott Card, obviously a master. Some questionable political stuff, but a master. Anything that's sort of sci-fi fantasy, I'm down with, but I will say that I'm always more interested in magic than I am in high degree science, right? And I think part of it might be why I address the question of there ever be firearms in the land, and I'm absolutely not, at least not in the way that we formulate them, and it's because they're a great equalizer, right? I mean, that's always the thing. Back in the day, I mean, and S.M. Sterling really addressed this really well in his Dies the Fire sequence of books, which were amazing. But in the very first one, you see this history professor going squaring off against a Marine, a cop, a gangbanger, and someone else who's just like a bouncer, and he gives them all weapons, but he's the only one that's wearing plate armor and stuff like that, and he just murks all of them. All these guys have been fighters, and he's this kind of dorky college professor that had done some LARPing and stuff like that. But the individual has almost supreme power before you involve firearms. And when you do involve firearms, while there's really cool sci-fi stuff you can do, or you can go the equilibrium route, which is amazing, or you can have higher tech even than a firearm, where you can't get through the body armor. In general, it equalizes it out so that anyone in our society that picks up a gun can force match in the right scenario, even though they've had decades of experience more. So I think that's really what it is. I think that fantasy can focus way more on the individual, and unless you get into tech that is almost magical compared to the rest of the society, Sci-fi doesn't do that as much. But that's my opinion. So let me know if you guys disagree. That's a fun question. I appreciate it, sir. Let's see. Michael B. Christian also says haters be hating, like they hate us because they ain't us. I feel like those truest words ever said. Love you back, Jeff Holmes. Let's see. Nathan says that he appreciates that I reply to the messages, and yeah, I mean, so that's kind of clutch too, right? Like, people take the time to message me. I can't always do it immediately, but I try to respond back because it's like you guys are taking the time out of your day. I can at least take a little bit of time out of my day. Now, I'm sure anyone that's written me like those like 4-page emails, deep dives, you've seen that you get my like, and that was awesome. I can't go into all that. I'll answer like one question because I've got I got to write the books. I don't got time for all that, but. Yeah, like you messaged me, I messaged you. I appreciate that, because that's what I would have appreciated when I was on the other side of it, right? Like if I reached out to an author, like that would have been really really cool. So I try to do unto others and all that kind of stuff, as you guys have heard. All right. So Dalen says, what do you think about the possibility of an augmented reality app? So I totally like Pokemon Go, right? Like I've totally thought that would be super awesome. Like who wouldn't want it to be? So there's actually this book that is super LitRPG, but it's written by Daniel Suarez, and it's called Daemon, but like, Daemon, right? And if you guys haven't read this, like, and this was he wrote this before, like, LitRPG was a term out here, but I'm telling you, like, that is a choice book, because it really is about taking like augmented reality and whatever to certain levels. So imagine that there's this like all-powerful like AI behind the scenes, but it's letting us operate by certain like things. So like let's say that you find a way to register and you want to be like a shaman, so it has you go on like quests, it has you learn about things, it has you educate yourself about stuff, and then through technology you really can make cool things. Or maybe like it already has like a weather control system in place and it lets you manipulate that to a certain extent. So I mean, basically it's like, what if through technology we created a completely manageable universe, right? That then our rights and privileges in said universe were reflective by our actions. Super duper cool concept. So anyway, in answer to your question about augmented reality app, yeah, I'd like it to be like that. So let me know if you want to get on that with me, buddy. All right. All right. Let's see if there's any other questions and stuff that I can answer. Tyrell says, thanks for the series. His friend got you hooked. Tell your friend thank you. Really, really appreciate you. You're awesome. So Dawn says, what I think of Upload. I thought Upload was a cute story. Like a lot of stuff that comes out, I think that they either were inhibited by the cost or inhibited by the technology of our present day, because it's like the tech is like an anecdotal part of the story. Like we could have told that story by like not having him die or like whatever, and like the tech was just sort of there to be like a fun and like a couple slapstick jokes. I want to see a show where the tech is really like what it's all about, like a Johnny Mnemonic kind of thing. I mean, I was going to say less dolphins, but no, more augmented dolphins. I could definitely get some more of that. Even like the street preacher, God, Dolph Lundgren at his finest. You know what? I was going to poo-poo it a little bit. No, I want it to be like Johnny Mnemonic. So, yeah, I think that'd be awesome. So Aaron says I think it's going to be more like Ready Player One. So I think that, so we've been able to make what my buddy Ryan calls the Star Wars hand that we fought about forever. But, they've been able to make prosthetic limbs that move secondary to brain signals, and they've been able to do that, and it's been on the public scene for more than a decade, And I mean, I'm not a super big conspiracy theorist, but I definitely believe that the things that we hear about is not like the ceiling of what we've created, right? I mean, I think that there's deeper, cooler, more powerful stuff out there. I think that any power that be, like if they came out with something that was absolutely game changing, like would they share it with everyone, or would they, keep it for themselves as much as they can? I think that just makes logical sense. So the point is, I think that there's tech out there that goes beyond what we know about, right? Now it's not super polished, it's not super perfect, most likely, but it's possible, right? So if we can already have direct brain stimulation to affect, mechanics and mechanisms, that seems like along the same line of technology that could cause us to have complete immersion, right? Now, I think that a lot of times we think about our scientific progress as like we as a people move forward, and that's just not really what I think really happens. I think it's like one dude who was stuck in his mom's basement for however long, and he figured it out, and then he shared it, and then we're like, "Ooh, look what we figured it out!" So, I mean, our scientific progress goes and stops and starts because it comes down to like one dude or one chica or a small group of people figuring something out, and then us as collectively as humanity, taking control over it. So is it totally possible that could happen in 5 years? I mean, like, it wouldn't blow my mind, right? It wouldn't be something that I'd be like, this is impossible, right? I think that it's totally, totally possible. I think what's really interesting is what a lot of LitRPG books look like. So you guys know the land is a real thing, but most people use the trope of like you're stuck in a VR kind of game. And I think that what's really interesting is that, they're looking at like the way that it can be and abused a lot of time, which would definitely have to have safeguards in place, right? Because I mean, if we can put signals out, I mean, it's not that much of a stretch for them to put signals in. We know that subliminal messaging is already a thing. Now, it doesn't really work very well by the data that we've seen, but again, if you really had a great way to do subliminal messaging, would you really, really let it out there? So, I don't know. It's very interesting to sort of wonder. But anyway, yeah, I would love to see that. I would love to see, and definitely if the brain stimulation allowed for the time dilation that a lot of us, suspect and write for. I mean, how amazing would that be? How amazing would it be to be able to double the human lifespan by a perception? I think that'd be super duper awesome. All right, so Sean says, love the book, really, really appreciate it, and I'm glad that you like the Dangler. I thought no one's ever really, really tackled this subject hardcore before. I'm gonna see what I can do. All right, bum. Yes, all right. So for those of you that are scared, no, Nick is the voice of the land. He is amazing. But I am a full-time author now, right? And I figure if I'm taking it seriously, then I need to make other really, really cool connections. And I actually talked to Nick about this, and he's like, if I was going to recommend anybody, I'd recommend Luke. And I was like, really? Because you're the best. He goes, you're the best. Because he really is the best. But, I listened to Luke, and he is amazing at his craft as well. So, I'm looking forward to see what he and I can create together on God's Eye. But Nick will always be my one true. Okay? All right. So Jamie says, I randomly found your books on Audible and got the first 6 in 2 weeks. I really appreciate that. And so unfortunately, when you guys are writing too much, I'm on my phone and I can't expand it. But it says, did you have any idea I'm guessing how big things would get? I never did. When I wrote the first book, I thought it'd be like a psychological exercise. I never expected anyone to ever read it. I had this like idea that on my deathbed, like my grandkid might find this old shoebox that has like, my manuscript in it, and he might actually like it. It never occurred to me that it would become an international, sort of like deal. It never occurred to me that I'd be connecting with cool people all around the world. So I mean, to say that like I'm humbled and like super excited about it still is like an understatement. But I appreciate it, right? All right. Okay. Is the name all right? So Matt says, "Is the Name of the Wind one of your top fantasy books?" All right, I'm going to give Rothfuss the credit that he is due, despite the been a decade since the last one came out, and I know there's like some buzz about the third one now. I thought Name of the Wind was a really great book. I thought the second one was a really great book. I think that there are other books that I've enjoyed equally as much. I think that if he had come out with his third book, 10 years ago, we would still be talking about, what a great trilogy that was. But it's because we've had to wait for so long, and it's become the thing of myth and legend that it's on people's lips so much. If you're talking about an amazing trilogy, I'd say maybe the greatest trilogy of all that I've ever read was by Guy Gavriel Kay. God, why is that? I feel like I'm going to butcher the title. Well, it's a brain fart. Anyway, if you guys have never, it's like Fenandandalin or something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, he's amazing, right? I mean, Octavia Butler blows my mind. I tell you guys all the time, if you guys have not read Octavia Butler, you really should, because it's fantasy done and like on like a slant, and it's amazing what she brings into it. The way that she incorporates like evolution into fantasy and everything else like that is awesome. And it's really just like a stark look at our humanity. Raymond D. Feist, like Magician, greatest starts to a series ever. Piers Anthony. I mean, it's slapstick now, but as a kid, like the puns and the jokes and the whatever. I mean, it just swept me into like another universe, right? I mean, I'm not even getting started on Margaret Wise and Dragonlance and stuff like that. I mean, come on. I mean, there are so many amazing, powerful stories, and I feel like he ranks up there, right? But he's one among amazing giants. That's how I feel about him. Yeah. All right. So Ashley says, "Love from England. What's up, sir? Hope I'm doing well. I am. It's a little stir crazy here. Not gonna lie. I feel so fortunate though. I don't want to drag you guys down, but I mean, like 20 million Americans are out of work right now. We've got a full third of the cases of coronavirus here. You've got dumbasses that are having pro-corona I mean, how are you going to have I get wanting to go out, right? I mean, totally. But, like, how are you going to celebrate a plague? Like, what the hell? Anyway, I'm not going to go down that road because, like, as a physician, I'm actually, like, furious about it, especially since my friends, my family are putting their lives at risk to help people once they get coronavirus from these damn parties they decided to do. But, I don't know. But I also understand, human nature, it's hard to cage. But I feel like people are not really getting the fact that this is not going to be a 2020 problem anymore. This is thank God it's the spring 2022 and we're finally done kind of thing. I hope that I'm wrong. That would be the best case scenario. Look, I meant to answer a small question, but thank you for your well wishes. I'm not going to go on that. Please stay socially distant. Please, please, please. All right. So Joe says, I am Rocky. Yeah, I got to give you guys a little my hairless chest. This is a Japanese coming through. It's only like from the nipples up, but it's great. Okay. Bum bum bum. All right. Let's see. Did you have a fulfilled childhood or was starved for this? So Zach said, did you have a fulfilled childhood or was it starved for those things a child craves? That's such a deep question. I'm not even really sure where to go with that. I was super blessed and fortunate because I had a roof over my head and food in my belly, and I had parents that loved me, are definitely imperfect people like we all are, but I was fulfilled. I was a ungrateful little bastard like every other child, I guess, but no, I was very fulfilled. I don't know. All right, let's do. All right, so let me skip down. Let me see. All right, yes, I did show you the chesticles, just part of it though, because I don't want to break the internet by showing you the whole thing. Let's see. Questions. All right, so Max says, question about writing process. How did you start writing regularly? Did you start with just short story? So no, I was never a writer really before. I mean, I'm for school and stuff like that, but again, I never really thought it'd be a thing. I wrote the first book of the land with like 8 revisions in 6 weeks, and then I edited it for 2. I wrote the first 6 books of the land in 14 months from starting paper to publishing. It's an insane whirlwind. And then book 7, as you guys know, is this thick, weighs 5 pounds, and that took a year. And then it was 2 years break, but I basically wrote 2 books in those 2 years, so I still average about a book a year. And I was just slowed down by medicine and, as you guys know, the losses in the family and everything else like that. So no, I didn't really do it the way that I think people say you're supposed to do it, and I think that saved me. I think that if you listen to, it's like that, thing in Wanted. It's like, what if you never knew that bullets, had to fly in a straight line? What could you do, right? Now, I think that bullets actually do fly in a straight line, but I think that the point holds true to us, right? Like, what can we do as long as we know that like the walls aren't there, right? I mean, that's one of the things that like some like crazy authors have like just shouted at me. It's like, you haven't paid your dues, like I said. But it's like, what? I mean, just succeed, do it, make it. Like do something that you want to write and let the chips fall where they may. Have some self-confidence yourself. Take care of your fans once you actually get them. Again, like there's no guarantee for anything in life, but I think there are things that you can do to make it more likely to have a positive result, and that's kind of what I was trying to do. All right. So John, I hope that everything works out with work. I know it's tough out there, dude. Keep your head up. All right, and stay safe. Shout out to Evan, you the man. So Jeremy's saying Lev Grossman's The Magician series is also pretty great. I tried to read the first one, and I think I was in a weird space, so I never really got started. I don't think I ever fully gave the books like a real shot, but I will say that I have loved the series. Loved it. Elliot, awesome character. Love that dude. I mean, come on. God, Quinn. So I absolutely loved it. And I think that it's an awesome show. But I will say that I feel like my opinion towards sci-fi fantasy and the things that we were creating is different from what a lot of people do. I don't know if you guys have seen this stand-up special. God, I am horrible with people's names. Anyway, he's an Asian reporter from the Daily Show, and it's called Chinese American destroys America or something like that. Chinese comedian destroys America. And basically he just points out that everyone in the world, right, is trying to get to the United States. Everyone's like, I gotta get to the United States. They're willing to risk their lives. They're willing to risk the lives of their family. They're willing to spend every cent that they have to give up a really respectable job wherever to come here and be a janitor, and willing to give up anything. And then they get here and they realize that we do have everything, but everyone hates everything. I feel like people complain about everything all the damn time, and I absolutely agree with that. And I feel like there's a lot of things that it's cool to be like, I didn't really like that, but people take it like, oh my god, I didn't like that, and I hope that you fucking die. Like people that are like going ham about whether it's canon with Star Wars, and they shouldn't have even made it. I'm like, if they make more cool stuff, I'm happy it exists, right? Even something like Ice Spiders. My god, that movie is ridiculous, but I'm happy that I'm able to make fun of ice spiders with my friends, and I'm happy that it exists to do that. The Sharknadoes, did you know there are 5 of them? 5! I watched all in a row and got 8 points dumber, but I'm happy they created them because it's more culture, it's more content, it's more really, really cool stuff, right? I got interviewed by Daniel Green, and I was talking about Matrix 2 a little bit, and I was like, I feel like there's things to be said. And he's like, oh my god, it was the worst thing ever. And I'm like, do you realize that they made Colonel Sanders as an evil villain in that? He's the architect. It's Colonel Sanders. Those are his secret spices that we don't know about. It is amazing, right? So I feel like if people just started to appreciate the wins, but also started to appreciate being able to mock the losses without it becoming personal, we might just survive as a people. Yeah, I think there's a lot of awesome stuff. I want to see them make more. And on a personal note, latest thing, Picard was awesome, and anyone that doesn't like it can get the hell out, because I love that bald-headed bastard. Okay. All right, let me see what else I can see. Zach, yeah, so he's a little swearing and swelling hard. I feel like, because I cuss like a sailor, and I really try to keep it PG, but also I'm wearing buttons right now, so I feel like that balances it out. And yes, Jeremy Snyder, the Fiona of our tapestry. Yes, awesome.